Hello and welcome to AMVTV House. It's your host, Amazia, back on your screen. Thank you so much for those of you who always return. I have a blowback here. Let me see. Okay. Because I was having some blowback coming up. Anyway, thank you all so much. Thank you for all the support. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the subscriptions, the thumbs up, and always tuning in to meet my wonderful guests. Today I have, oh my God, I don't even know where to start because he's well known. He's very popular. He's become a household name over the years. He's played an iconic role that has come to, well, I'm not going to use the word define, but it's what people still even refer to him as today. And it's been over, what, almost 40 years ago, or even more than that. But I don't want to delay because it's taking time out to actually hang with us today. So I'm going to bring him on shortly. His name is Mr. Sadiq Daba. A lot of people know him as Bitrus, but you know what? I'm going to just have him come on and then let's make his acquaintance again. Hello, sir.
Hello,
you know what? Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for just, it's an honor. This is so surreal for me, you know, just it is. You've been on here and because it's not, I mean, we all know your challenges and we're going to talk about it in a minute, you know, but I just want to say thank you and welcome.
Thank you, Amazing. Thank you for having me.
Oh my God. I hope I don't get tongue-tied. Because, you know, and you know me, and people say I'm a cry baby, but the truth of the matter is, when I look at you, I remember watching Kokra Don. I remember Beatrice. I remember that role, you know. So for those who have been living under a rock or have forgotten, or you know, they're trying to reacquaint themselves with you again, because a lot of people, I don't think a lot of people know this, but where are you exactly from? Some people say you're not Nigerian. I don't know. Some say, but you know, I don't want to put words in your mouth. Give us a big background, you know, where you from, for those who are doubting if you're Nigerian or not.
They're amazing. There is something a little wrong with your sound. It's cracking.
It's cracking. I actually hear that too.
But I can't hear you. I can't hear you very well. Sound. It's cracking.
Is it better?
Hello?
Hello, I can hear you. Is it better?
Okay. Well, a lot better. Yeah, a lot better now. Yeah.
Okay, because I do hear the cracking. I hear the cracking too. I don't know where it's coming from.
I don't know either. Certainly not from my end.
Oh, and here I was thinking it was from your end.
I doubt it.
Okay. But did you hear my question though?
I can hear you now. I can hear you.
Okay. So I was saying that if you could just please give us a brief background. Where are you from? Where are you from?
Right. I got that now.
Right, because some people have said you're not Nigerian. When I put the flyer out, they're like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I thought he's not Nigerian." There's so much cracking noise coming from here. Yeah, people hearing cracking. So
amazing,
sir.
I am first and foremost a Nigerian, and I hate this toga of your local government, your state, and all of that. But if it becomes necessary, why not? So for those who don't know, uh, uh, state-wise, I'm from Kano. Tribe-wise, I'm a Hausa man. And I grew up, went to school in Sierra Leone. Have you been there?
No, but I know where it is on the map.
And I shuttled in my early days between Freetown in Sierra Leone and Kumasi, Ghana, because I also have roots from Ghana, courtesy of my mom. So I see myself a Nigerian, a West African, and one fine day in June 28th, to be precise, I sort of rebelled against my dad in Freetown in Sierra Leone and said to him, I want to come home. I want to know where he is from. And I'm tired of hearing he's from Nigeria. I want to know where is this Nigeria. And so I came over to Nigeria. And here I am. Nigeria, it's amazing because when I first got to Lagos, it was like I was lost. Freetown's a very small place compared to Lagos in every which way. Streets, buildings, lifestyle, you name it. Anyway, I adapted. And what else? I started working. My first job was with the government coastal agency in Lagos. Left Lagos, went over to Kano because I had a job offer with the customs. So I went over to Kano, and I was in the customs for a while. And then from the customs, I did a little military work.
Okay.
And then finally, to cut a long story short, I found myself in the broadcast world.
Right. And we're
I've
going
never
to
looked back.
And you've never looked back. And we're going to come to that because a lot of people don't know that you didn't start as an actor, that you actually started with the radio and then, yeah, people don't know that. So it was interesting. Yeah. It's actually interesting hearing you say this because in the flyer, I had ace broadcasters and we were like, no, he's always been an actor. You know how people are. And so, because a lot of people know you with that iconic role, which there's another one, because recently I watched, I had the pleasure, it was the second time for me, but I wanted to do it again before I got on this interview with you, Inspector Waziri. Oh my God. You are so impressive. You just disappeared into that role. You own your roles. It was interesting to watch. But anyway, before we get to Inspector Waziri, so you went, how did you get started on TV? Going into drama?
Very, very funny. This started not on TV per se. I started on radio. Then I was in Kaduna, where I started my broadcast career with Radio Television Kaduna, BCNN. And the man who actually took me there under his arms, he's late now, Khalifa Baba Ahmed. And I went visiting my cousin, who's a retired military major. And I went to the premier hotel in Kaduna, they call Amdala, and just hanging around. And the man, may so rest in peace, heard me talking and asked whether I have ever been in a radio station. And I said, no, I've never seen the four walls of a radio station. I don't even know what a radio station looks like. Because I remember growing up in Sierra Leone, in
Right.
Freetown, the nearest I've come to a radio station was to pass by it. And it all started like a big joke. And he says to me, okay, come over to the broadcasting house tomorrow. And what was that word again? Because it was the first time I was hearing it. I will audition you. Well, a big laugh. We're all drinking anyway, beer. And so I thought it was all beer talk.
Oh, okay.
But, and just to, well, about a joke, I went there. And first time ever, amazing. I saw what the studio was like.
Oh,
I was
wow.
handed the script, a microphone with all these gadgets that I've never seen in my life before.
Imagine
I was
that.
asked to read. And this was in the 70s. And I read, and that was it. And I left. 2 months or 3 months after, my cousin who I went visiting, the Major Daba, is his name, Mohammed Daba, came looking for me in Kano, that I've been offered a job. Me? Job?
How?
He said, yes. In fact, amazing, I was practically bundled onto the back of a military Land Rover. I'm driven back to Kaduna. And here was a letter for me. This was in August, I think 1973 or thereabout. And boom, Sadiq Daba was born.
Yeah. You must have blown them away. Wow.
The man who introduced me to broadcast was the head of presentation. And he was in charge of all this radio drama and things like that.
Right.
And that's where I had my first stint with drama, radio plays. And then what happened next? From there, I think the federal government came up with some idea of breaking up the radio stations and the TV into different segments. Television separates. Television became NTV, whatever. And radio became FRCN. And then we had the choice to either remain put with TV or radio. And another mentor of mine, he is late now, Senator Adamu Augi, who was then with us in Kaduna, was given the mandate to go set up Northwest Television in Sokoto, and he left. And because he left, most of us left to join him.
Right.
And I found myself in Sokoto. And while I was in Sokoto, I came across a very, very long time friend, Peter Ego. Who was then in Sokoto. As the head of drama.
Right.
And by and large, his drama productions, I was part of it all the time. And never mind the fact that I was with the news and current affairs department.
Right.
The news, doing presentation. When Peter wants to do his drama, it's an in-house drama thing. So we'll pick. And then we won a drama competition organized for all NTV stations, now NTA. And the NTA Sokoto came first with Peter's production of Moment of Truth.
Moment of Truth, okay, yeah, okay.
And that, I think, that paved the way for the
for
emergence of your friend
okra.
Sadiq.
Yeah. Oh, like that. Wow. Yeah. And then after that, we're still having the cracking sounds. Is everyone still hearing that cracking sound? I want to acknowledge some of the people here, some of your fans. We have Mr. Richard Berger. Richard is like, we're glad to be here. And he's saying, he's giving thumbs up. Inspector Waziri. Okay, we have Helen Beniguer saying, it's good to see you well. And, like, she's happy. God bless. We bless God for your health. And everyone's like, oh my goodness, it's Bitrus. You can't get away from this Beatrice character. There's no getting away from it. Again, so we're going to talk about Beatrice. I'm hearing a lot of the cracking. Do you hear cracking? Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's cracking. It's really cracking. It's cracking. I don't know why. Hello?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out.
Hello?
Why? Hello? You can hear me? I'm trying to figure out why we're having.
I can hear you, but
the cracking.
You break off, you come on. You break off, you come on.
Right. Let's see what's going on with the cracking. Is it better? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
It must have something to do with Wi-Fi and what have you. I don't know what it is, but
I suspect.
Yeah.
I suspect as much.
Yeah, it must be one of those things where, But anyway, so I was saying that you cannot, even if you try, you cannot get away from that Beatrice character. How has Beatrice been good to you or bad to you? There's a lot of cracking.
How was Bitrus?
Okay, I'm going to repeat that.
Come again.
Yeah, I'm going to say that
please.
again. I was saying, how has your iconic role, Beatrice, how has it been good to you? Or maybe bad to you? How do you see Beatrice? What is the relationship between you and Beatrice? Yeah, this is Wi-Fi.
Oh my God.
I know. I think it's the Wi-Fi. It's the Wi-Fi.
I should think so.
It is. So. I mean, I've had things like this happen before when I interview people in Nigeria.
Oh, well, welcome to my country.
Blame it on Nigeria.
let me hazard a guess at your question.
Okay.
You want to know what it is like being Beatrice and being myself?
What is the relationship between you and Beatrice? Is there a love-hate relationship? How close is Beatrice to you? Has Beatrice been good to you?
You mean Beatrice as per the television character?
Yes.
I think, amazing, that is the greatest disservice that Peter has ever done to me.
Oh my God.
Seriously, because I'm over 60. And people still look at me and still believe they are seeing Bitrus. Can you imagine? It's I don't know. And I'll share an experience with you. Can you hear me?
Yes, perfectly.
I was you know Eco Hotel in Lagos, don't you?
Yes.
I was in Eco Hotel. I was quietly having a beer when this young boy walked up to me and, for the life of me, gave me a knock on my head. I turned
Whoa.
around, looked at him, and all he could say to me was, "Are you not Bitrus? Why are you
Oh my
drinking?"
God.
I was bowled over. I, I, I was aghast. I couldn't talk because suddenly it dawned on me that, as far as that boy was concerned, I'm his age mate. I'm not
Yeah.
supposed to do that. And I looked at him and I said to him, "I'm not actually drinking it. I wanted to taste it. And it's not nice at all. It's bitter." He said, "Yeah, he knows." And I said, "It's a bad thing. I will not try. And lo and behold, his father was somewhere in the background who overheard all our conversation and came over and said thank you to me, because it's like I've done a favor that boy will never ever see any good in drinking or smoking. And guess what? The father took him away and came over and sat down with me, and we had a beer fest. But then these are things you cannot run away from. You
Right.
become larger than life. People look up to you. People see beyond what you see. And for me, yes, I'm happy I've touched people's lives because of my role as Beatrice. I'm happy
Right.
because people people look at me and expect so much. Sometimes it's difficult, but then what can you do?
Right.
Television, television is what it is.
Hmm. It's, out
So
of
I guess
everything.
the
Right.
positive, the positive side of playing Beatrice and being Beatrice has been much more than the negative side. Seriously, because for me to still be looked at and referred to as Beatrice, it means that I must have offered something at age 60 plus. I wouldn't say how much. I know you're dying to know how old I am, but I won't tell you. But I'm over 60. So for people to still look at me and make reference to Beatrice and still reminisce and recall with nostalgia all those good old days, Peter must have done a very good job on me.
Very well put. Very well put. Out of all the things you said, the story you just gave, the one thing that stands out to me right now is the little boy coming and giving you a knock on the head. Because again, he thinks Beatrice, because you played that very rascally character. Beatrice was well loved. You're one of the breakout characters there. And that static is coming up again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Imagine
Because
that.
amazing, everybody has a Beatrice in his family.
Mhm. Mhm.
The naughty, truant, playful, and happy-go-lucky kid. You know, I mean, when Peter gave me that role, I had to go back to my growing up in Sierra Leone. All those little things I did when I was growing up, playing cowboys and Indians, all those late night evening junks behind the all of that. All that came to fall. And by the time you marry this to the character Beatrice, you have Beatrice. Likeable, a truant, but a very pleasant one. So that's it.
Interesting.
And
Interesting.
you were talking about hello?
I can hear you. I'm just hoping your Wi-Fi holds out. I can hear you.
All right. Let's manage. What's your next question?
So, okay. My next question is that's so interesting. And then, you know, we've got the Bitrus thing, and then you kept on doing what you're doing and what have you. And then not too long ago, you wowed us with this other role you played. See, this is the thing when you're so good at what you do. Because now, for those generation, I'm young enough to remember Beatrice, right? Then for the younger ones coming behind me, you wowed people with Inspector Waziri in October 1st. And how did you come about that role? I mean, the casting in the role, and tell me, why were you cast in that role? And what's your take on the role, Inspector Waziri?
Amazing. You might have to ask the producer of that flick, Kunle Folayo.
Right.
I don't know what went through his mind. Because for some years, I haven't acted in any major television, not television, film or whatever. The scripts were not too good for me, and I don't like the storylines. And I particularly abhorred what film was coming to like in Nigeria, part 1, part 2, part 3, to God be the glory and all of that. And I said, no, that is not Nigeria. That is not us as a people. I mean, if you want to, there are stories you can tell to depict us as Nigerians. We might have our bad sides, but our good sides far outweighs our bad sides. Why don't we look for those stories that can capture and encapsulate the Nigerian? And then Kule came and said he had the script. I gave the script to my wife. She read. We loved the story. But it was like unlike any other story. 1960. Yes, I remember all those years. I remember when Nigeria got, I think, their independence. I was in Freetown. I was in Sierra Leone. And I knew how old I was. And I knew exactly what kind of celebration happened in Freetown. I mean, taking all that back. And coming to Nigeria itself. And the sort of things I met here. I say, yeah. Kunle has got all wrapped up in that story, October 1st. I never knew there was any major difference between the Hausa man, the Yoruba man, and the Igbo man until I got to Nigeria. Because way back in Freetown, if you touch one Nigerian, you've touched all. And that was the way I was brought up. And then suddenly someone will look at you and call you Gambari. Somebody will say Yamuri. And the October effects captured that. And I swore I was going to give my best.
Right. And I'm glad you're kind of just... yes. So, and
people liked it.
Oh, people, are you kidding? There are people on here now calling you Inspector Waziri because that's how they know you. You know you as Bitrus, but then again, that's the wonderful thing, you know, of you doing your craft thing, you know. Can you hear me? This cracking thing is getting me. So, and the reason why I think Inspector Waziri, October 1st, it's even more important is I'm going to relate it to Nigeria of today. Okay. It just seemed to me that some of the fears, some of the concerns or reservations that people felt back then, because we just watching the movie, it seemed to me now it's like there's a blowout. I mean, you said something about nobody really cares where you're from. Doesn't matter if you're Igbo, it doesn't matter if you're Hausa, you mean nobody cares. I mean, look at you. You're married to, you're from the north, you're married to a woman, your wife, the lovely wife who you've been with all these years. Since she's from the south. What exactly? So Nigeria, what is your take on what's going on now? Do you think, because this is what I've heard people say, that a lot of the things, I mean, you did October 1st, right? In that story, you had an Igbo man. Well, can you hear me? I just want to be sure you can hear me.
God.
Okay.
I wish I could.
Oh,
This is
really?
something I would love to address.
Okay, I'm not going to belabor. What is your take? You did October 1, right? You did October 1st. That's Nigeria's Independence Day. 60 years later, what is your take on Nigeria?
Huh. 1 million naira question.
Yes.
Have we learned anything? I doubt it.
Oh, wow.
Whose fault is it? I think I know. Those old men who simply refuse to let go, who believe it is their birthright to be there. And this cuts across all tribes, all religion. In fact, they're all friends to each other. The Igbo man, the Yoruba man, the Hausa man, the Kanuri man, they all know themselves. Leave the Nigerian alone, and he knows no tribe. He has no boundary. The Nigerian is a lovable person. I always say this. Why do we kill ourselves? At the end of the day, the people we fight for, in the dead of the night, they're together. They drink the choicest wines, have the best food, drive the best cars, and you will go and fight and die for nothing. No. Amazing, I think we are yet to learn. We have a lot to learn. My wife is Yoruba.
Mm-hmm.
Proudly so, I'm happy.
Mm-hmm.
But guess what?
What?
My son wanted admission at the ABU's area. And I remember somebody there telling me that because my son has a Yoruba name, he cannot be admitted. Oh, well, I know what I did. I look for the strongest helmet and march on to Zaria to ask questions. Well, I know I have a right to ask questions, but how many other people do not know this? Who have been cheated, who have been trampled upon, who have been assaulted? No, I won't stand for that. My son is a Nigerian and must be accepted as a Nigerian, first and foremost. Bloody, oh, here I go. Wrong language.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
If it's born, yeah, he has a Yoruba name. I know as I speak, my son has every right to be governor Lagos as much as he has every right to be governor of Kano. But then, amazing, until we realize that those so-called elites, 97 years or 100 years old, who are still there, who still want to be relevant, they're the one causing us all this problem. Nothing else. I'm just sick and tired. And I stay in my corner, and my best friends, some of them are not even Northerners. My best friends are not. What I do, align myself with them. You have bad Yoruba people, you have bad Hausa people.
Nigeria's Wi-Fi.
That's my take.
Yeah. Thank you for that. Thank you for, it's so interesting when you hear people talk and share their experiences. You made a point. Your son has every right to be governor of Lagos or Kano states, and that's the truth. It's his birthright. He can do that. He's a Nigerian. That's what people need to. It's sad. Now we have this SARS. Yes, we have this SARS thing. I actually want you to, lend your voice to that. The EndSARS, the SARS, the thing that's been going on. It's so sad to see all that was going on to give birth to this movement. What do you think about this movement? How is it different from any other movement before it? What is your take on it?
If these young men and women who have been out there keep to what took them to the streets, I'm absolutely in full support of them. Absolutely. We've had enough. In fact, for me, they have in fact limited it to EndSARS. There's many other things that need to end. So many things. And my fear is that so far so good, the government has conceded to so many of their demands. The government has said, I think it's time for them to sheath their swords for a while, look for a way to dialogue and get some more out of government. Because my fear is the movement, because that is what it is, being hijacked by never-do-wells, hoodlums, miscreants, and what have you, or by people infiltrating it for their own nefarious cause. That's my fear. That is my fear. Otherwise, I'm behind them 100%.
That is so. I mean, it seemed to me, this is the feedback I'm getting. I'm just looking at people who have tuned in to watch you. I have an Abiodun Olode here, also saying, yeah, what you're saying is really serious. We have different, the names are just rolling fast, but I just wanted to make mention of those. It seemed to me this movement that is currently going on in Nigeria is catching on everywhere. There's support from within the country and outside the country, and the fear, just like you have said, the fear from my end is that is not hijacked by miscreants and all those ne'er-do-wells or the naysayers, the greedy ones, and for their own heeding or private evil agenda. I'm hoping that the younger generation, because they're actually the ones spearheading this, the youth, that they will actually keep on the path they're going and that it works well, because it's just Nigeria and Nigerians are so hungry, but they're also angry. So that's always been my prayer, that people do not take advantage of, some of this youth. So having said that, I want to visit your health Okay. A lot of my friends and people, your fans, have all been made aware of your health challenges. So I want to visit that. I want to ask you how you're feeling these days and what exactly is your diagnosis? What is really happening? How's your health these days?
I've been, I don't know about the picture you're having tells you exactly where this interview is being conducted from. I'm in my bedroom, and I've been in here since Thursday evening because I can hardly move around. And it started Thursday afternoon. So I got my breathing became erratic, absolutely erratic. And it was so difficult. We had to call the physiotherapist came in and did one or two things. And it became worse gradually. So it was in between oxygen, nebulizers, inhalers, and of course, kudos to my wife, who is a prayer warrior, of praying and praying and praying because God, amazing, is a final healer, is the one who has been in control. But if I tell you, I believe that I'll get to this day and be talking to you the way I am, I'll tell you the lie. But somehow, I don't know. My faith, amazing, has been what has been driving me. When I told my wife that I was going to have this interview with you, she said, "Are you going to cope?" I said, ah, "Cope, everything's in the hands of God. And I'm not going to do a screaming match, and I'm not going to be trekking. I'll be in one place. All the woman is going to do is to ask questions. I'll try as much as I can to answer. And I'm sure everything will go all right. It's like things are difficult, absolutely difficult. I was supposed to have gone to the hospital. At the stage, I was even suspecting. It's not people were laughing because when I couldn't breathe, thought, what do they call this new phenomenon now? COVID-19.
Right.
Said I better go and start checking for that. This my wife says a lie. It's not your portion. It's not. I said even God self say if you find bath, you will find more. So anyway, we erase that.
Right.
And if you go to the hospital, the least you expect to deposit, the least you expect to deposit is 500,000 naira. Amazing. I have no apology saying this, but sometimes the government has not been taking care of medical facilities at all. We have the best doctors in the world. I'm telling you, for a matter of fact,
Mm-hmm.
fantastic doctors
Mm-hmm.
in all spheres of medicine. Name them, we have them. But where are the tools for them to work with? None. You get admitted, you buy bandage, you buy you buy water. There's nothing you don't buy. If you are very unlucky, not only you are dumped in a general ward where you will hate even your worst enemy to be.
Mm.
So I said to my wife and my very good friend Sonny Irabo that listen, is not going to hospital. I don't have the money to pay for the kind of facility that I would want. And nor am I going to stay where it is when you are dead, they would know. But it is when you are dead, in fact, when they come to do their ward round, they know you're dead, they cover your face.
Right.
Amazing, I've experienced it. I've been dragged to the emergency ward, and I stayed in a ward where the man in front of me died, the one by my side died. Luckily, Sonny Rabo and a few of my other fantastic friends came together and got me out of that place and took me over to the intensive care unit. This, I'm telling you, cost well over 2 or so million. Where will Sadiq Daba get this kind of money? So I was forced to stay where I am up till now. My poor wife has to juggle between her office and me. But what? There's so much you can push a person to do. She has done her best and she's still doing her best. But I think prayers and prayers and prayers is what has been holding me on.
Right.
You, Amazing, comes to mind when some 2 months ago, you were the one who sent me a help to buy an inhaler.
We don't need to talk about that.
I really appreciate it.
We don't need to talk. Okay.
I appreciate it. As
Yeah.
I speak to you, as I speak to that inhaler, it's finished. My nebulizer is finished. Each packet you buy is 38,000 naira. For how long will you be buying the sticks?
Yeah.
Well, my side there, I just did my injection for prostate. Each injection is 135,000. Amazing, tell me.
Yeah.
Is it not miracle that I'm surviving with prostate, leukemia, and COPD? You know what COPD is all like.
Yes, I do.
Pray to God. People who have gone through COVID or whatever know what I'm talking about when it comes to breathing. It's as if you are hanging on to straws, but you don't know when your last gaps will be it, and you're gone. Sometimes it's not that I do not faith. Yes, I told you that's my strongest point. But sometimes you are only human. You are afraid to sleep. That maybe you will not wake up again. So you are forced to watch CNN till the wee hours of the morning, as if death comes, it will not take you. But these are the sort of trauma you go through day in, day out.
And you know what, sir? Yeah.
Yeah.
So at this juncture, I know, when you first made your health challenges public, there were people, Nigerians, come and they had supported and they'd, and I know, I just want to give you a chance because there's some of them, I know you've tagged them, some you don't know. See, this is the thing, in the face of this, Nigerians come together, However, having said that, I'm going to kind of parlay this into the industry you were in. And this has come up before. I was talking to Auntie Ene Oloja, and she was very bitter. She was very bitter at the fact that Nigeria doesn't take care of those that have brought glory to the country, whether you like it or not. There are people, Nigeria is so blessed. The brain in there is like, you know what, not it's comparable to others, outside the country. So something that had come up when I was talking to her is like the industry, the entertainment industry, whether it's stage, whether it's small screen, whether it's the big screen, but that entertainment industry, even the music industry, why is it that there's nothing in place? Or why is it that the artists have to what's going on? How come there's no giving back to those that have, brought up the industry? So I just want your take on that. What is your take, about that? I mean, what are you disappointed? Because it's still part of, you talked about the part of the Nigeria where we have a decaying medical system, the infrastructure is not, just if you don't have money, you're not getting the kind of treatment you want. Okay, I'm going to flip that. What about the industry also? Should there be something? I do know that in the Actors Guild of Nigeria, they're really doing something. I know they just came up with something where, it got to the point where enough is enough. I hear you laughing. What is your, what is your take? Please explain why you're laughing.
They have a couple.
Okay, the Wi-Fi, Nigerian Wi-Fi, wake up. We shouldn't be having this problem now with the Wi-Fi. Yes. Why are you laughing? What is it? Why are you laughing? And just before you answer, there's so many people here. Oh my God, I can't even start calling all the names. They're all wishing you good health. Everyone is praying for you right now. Thank you, guys. Thank you for all the prayers.
I thank them so much. I thank them so much. I thank them so much. Like I've always said, it is not yet time to say good night. I still believe the Lord God is in control. I still believe that this thing I hold on to, what will be. And if it is not time, it is not time.
Right.
I know there are those with lesser ailments that have gone. I've lost so many friends, far lesser ailment than mine. But I'm still here, not because I'm a magician, not because I am more handsome than all the others that have gone, not because I am more sensible, but it's all courtesy of grace of God. That is one thing I'm holding on to, the grace of God. I sit back, I ask myself, Sadiq, when is your next medicine coming? Somehow, yesterday, Saturday, I was crying because it's like I look at myself. I don't want pity from people. I want to get up and do things I am doing. I don't want to put people through unnecessary burden. So when you find to even stretch your hand and grab a cup, you have to look for somebody. To go to the bathroom, you have to depend on somebody to carry you up. I started crying because I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes I pray to God for me not to commit blasphemy. Because I ask myself, God, why me? Why? Why? He knows best. He knows best.
He knows best. And that's the truth. He knows best. When I started to mention earlier on about the healthcare system and also the industry, you started to laugh. Why did you laugh? Do you think they have not taken care of their own? Did you hear me?
Okay. No.
So I'm saying the entertainment industry, do you think the entertainment is Do you think the entertainment industry is doing enough for its members, its people? What's your take on it?
It depends on what side of the divide. Depends on what side of the divide you are. I belong to the National Association of Theatre Arts art practitioners, and for me, as a senior body that encompasses all vista of theatre. I mean, there are seasoned thespians, doctors, professors. This is the body I belong to. Well, they
Right.
have Actors Guild and all of that. I don't belong to them, and I don't know because there are squabbles, and I can't be party to that. I mean, you get to a stage in your life, you're elevated, and I don't know. I cannot look at myself and start joining issues with. I hate to use this word, but copycats, people who use television as a shortcut to fame, people who believe the fine fish you get caught now. I think theater goes beyond that. Theater
Mm,
is a wholeness. Theater is all encompassing. Theater is school. And that's where I belong, Manta Piet. And
okay.
fantastic people. And the last time I was hospitalized, they galvanized and came to my help. Yes. Our
Okay.
president, Israel Ebo, I say thank you to him. Professor Duroni, I say thank you to all fellows of theater. I say thank you to all of them. And my greatest friend, Dr. Joe Odumaki, I'm sure you know her, who has been up and doing for my cause. Sonny Rabo. These are the people who are close to my heart. The young man who heads the Nigerian Television Authority, Yakubu Mohamedu, the DG, has been so good. And several others, so many. And you don't get to know who your true friends are until you are near death.
Right.
Then
Right. Right. Mhm.
you will know who your true friends are.
Mm, mm.
They say, I don't drink, I don't smoke again. I don't see anybody again around me.
Ah.
But then when I used to drink and smoke, and what is that other one? Talk about girls and all of that. They are all over the place. Suddenly,
Yeah.
here I am, all alone. Now you
Mm.
can tell from the wheat and the shaft, those who are true friends, those who are not. Well,
Right.
sometimes
Yeah, that is true. And we'll be winding down soon. But before we go, something you had mentioned, and I just want to again piggyback with that, is you're an icon, you're a legend, and I can tell you that you've touched many hearts, you've touched many lives. A lot of the people, the players in Nollywood today, have also come through your home because you're a producer and a director, and you've molded talent. So before you go, because I don't want to tire you too much, is what is your advice to those coming behind you? So something you mentioned just now, you talked about the difference. Well, that's what you were doing. You were trying to juxtapose those in theater art and those in, the TV and movie industry. To me, they're all entertainment, but you kind of made a demarcation. But anyway, for those going into that,
this Wi-Fi is a problem.
it is. It's from, sir, it's the problem is from your end.
Good.
By
It
now,
looks
we
to have
shouldn't be having
become more
problem.
interesting if the Wi-Fi has been.
We shouldn't be having this problem. Nigeria doesn't have
Amazing.
broadband.
I'll
Yes.
tell you what we'll have to repeat this interview. In fact, maybe look for somewhere where the Wi-Fi is working properly, and then we'll do a test run, me and you. If it is working properly, and then we continue. I'm sure people who might be listening to us want to really, really know so many things, but then this is not helping matters. And there are so many questions I know you want to ask, and so many answers I want to give, but I can hardly hear you.
Okay, so we're going to take it very little because I'm going to end this very soon. I'm going to end this very soon.
Here we go again. I can hear you.
Okay, don't worry. I don't want you to don't get worked up. We'll be fine. What is your advice to those coming up? Advice.
Just one thing. One thing. If you must do it right. I mean, there's nothing like it's all rise and glam on TV now. You must have it up here. Brains. If you don't have it, you have no business being in TV. But it has gone beyond leaps and bounds. It's no longer a place for dropouts. No ways. If you don't know your onions, you have to be. In fact, I may say I repeat, I do not suffer fools. If you don't know what you will do, please stay your distance away from me. Well, I'll treat you like COVID-19. Distance. Because you can't be stupid and expect me to support you. You can't write script because you're thinking of your Naira and cover that has no substance, that has no message, and you expect a Sadiq Daba to come and act for you. God forbid, not on you. And as long as you do part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5, and they have one funny thing they put at the end, to God be the glory.
What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that?
Part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4.
No.
You think God wants to associate with stupidity?
What's wrong with to God be the glory? What's wrong with that?
If you do it right, God will give you glory. Don't you know? Don't do it stupidly and you hang it on God. That's wrong. That's cheating. And you can't cheat God.
Oh my God. You know what? Thank you so much. I know the internet it's playing havoc, but you know, it's been lovely the fact that you could hang with us today. We're gonna try, we'll do this again, but it's not as bad as you think. It's not as bad as you think. Okay. Not as bad as you think. Closing, the certain things that I want to say. Thank you all for coming and watching this interview. You've all seen Mr. Sadiq Daba. For a lot of us, he's our beloved Bitrus and Inspector Waziri. People, you know, I believe there's inherent good in everyone. He still needs our help. Okay? Please, those of you that are here, please take it out there. Put the word out there. He still needs our help. His medications are so expensive. You know, the care that he needs is so expensive. Nothing is too small. Anything you want to do, I'm probably going to leave that. What I'm going to do is leave information on this channel and also on my Instagram. Again, that's a Mezzo Superstar. You know, anything you want to do, there's nothing that is too small. Please, and I can't iconic actor, broadcaster. You know, there have been people who have been at the forefront. I remember a big one is Mr. Otedola, I think so, because he had mentioned that. That's someone who's popular also. And there's been so many others that we don't have, even have all their names because we don't want to go into all that. But please, if there's anything that you can do not hesitate. Little steps make giant leaps. So without further ado, I'm actually going to ask you, sir, for a last word. I mean, you all can see he's in his oxygen. He has to be on oxygen because he's got COPD. And with COPD, the problem is breathing, is oxygen, because the lungs have been compromised. So what is your last word, sir, before you go?
Amazing. I forgot I must mention this. There is this fantastic man, Femi Otedola.
I mentioned him, yeah.
The oxygen concentrator was given to me by him. It gave me a year's supply, but I just ran out of the injection. My first stay in the hospital, I think he paid for that. That is what he has done for me, and I appreciate. Otherwise, because there's a wrong notion out there, some people who do not know, thinking that the man came and dropped a sack of money, which is very, 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 very far from the truth. Appreciate the little he has done, courtesy of oxygen concentrator. That he has sent to me, that I appreciate. Well, I tried reaching out to him to tell him thank you. I can't see him. And by the way, I met his daughter in the last film that Kunia Fulayo shot, and a daintily pretty, unassuming girl, fantastic human being. And I told her, your dad was very nice to me. If you see your dad, please tell him thank you.
Right.
Well, if you forgot to tell him thank you, courtesy of you, I made to tell him thank you. And I hope I get to see him face to face one of these days. But I remember when he sent the oxygen thing to me, the first thing he said was, it was Bitrus. He remembered that I made him happy while he was growing up.
Right.
And I think that made my day.
Right.
And this is what it is all about. For people to remember you. I said, yes, you touch their lives, that you put a smile on their face.
Right.
That makes my day. Amazing. Like you have made my day.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I'm going to let you go because I need you to go get your strength back because you've been talking for a little bit, so I'm going to let you go. But I'll be in touch, just like, I'll let you know others that want to reach out to you.
By the way,
okay.
What happened to your glasses? So
my glasses are here.
Again.
My glasses are here. When I have to buy, I put them on. Leave my glasses alone. And my love to your wonderful wife. Our prayers are with you and her, and God will continue to strengthen you both and your kids and bring you, help us. It's God. It's all God. So I'm gonna let you go because I can see you doing the first leap breathing. So I'm going to let you go, okay? And I'll be talking to you. Oh, yeah, people are helping you, Tank. Yeah, Mr. Okay, yeah. They're all saying, everybody's praying for you and wishing you well and saying thank you to those also that the names you've mentioned that have been helping you. So I'll be in touch, sir, okay? I need you to go now. Go rest, okay? And love you and just keep the faith, okay? Keep the faith. Guys, I'm still here. And I just want to say thank you so much for tuning in today and hanging with me and Mr. Sadiq Daba. You all heard what he had to say. And you've also been privy, for those of you who have been following his story, his health challenges. This is just me in my own way contributing to putting the word out there that please, guys, let's do what we can. This is one of our icons, one of our legends. He's brought us joy, he's brought us entertainment, and he's added value to our lives, to the entertainment industry. And just like Mr. Tedala did, he said to him, he watched him growing up, and he just couldn't bear the fact that this is a man who's brought so much joy to many lives, and he was having these challenges, and so he stepped up. So this is my way of just reaching out to you guys. Please, 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 let's reach out to Mr. Sadiq Daba. You can reach me at my Instagram at Ameza Superstar. I'm also going to find, actually put his information together. You can reach him directly, so I'll have that on my Instagram. And for those of you who want to reach me directly on my YouTube here, AMZ TV House. But please, whatever it is we can do, let's try to do it. It's always good to give back or play it forward. It comes back, you get those blessings. So I am so happy for those of you who have turned up today. Thank you for all your support. Thank you for giving the host thumbs up. Thank you for leaving comments in the comment section and participating. Thank you for all the prayers that you've all offered up to God on behalf of Mr. Sadiq Daba. Again, until I come your way, please, please, please come to AMZ TV. I have all these wonderful guests. Okay, you can follow me on my Twitter and Instagram at Ameze Superstar. I'm also on Facebook at Ameze. Please, again, I love you guys. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and give me thumbs up, and share the video. Let people know. Today, my guest has been Mr. Sadiq Daba. Please, nothing is too small. Whatever you can do, please do it. God bless you all. I love you. Thank you for today. All right. Be safe out there. Bye-bye.